When you think of the Big Apple, its notable skyscrapers and crowded streets, which states that come across your mind? Which city, known as the Sleepless City all over the world? No wonder, it's the most influential metropolis in all of the Americas. This city is larger than life, in terms of population, culture and food, in arts and entertainment. Today, we will show you 51 unknown facts about the greatest city of the world, which is none other than New York City, the center of universe. So, don't skip the video, and please hit the subscribe button, to stay tuned with our channel. Let's get started. Fact 1. Albert Einstein's eyeballs and brain remain in a safe box in New York. Fact 2. In New York, Oculus is the most expensive train station in the world, that cost $4 billion. Fact 3. The most disproportionately common physical injury diagnosis in New York is knee injury. Fact 4. Manhattan is the most densely populated of New York City, and is known as the heart of New York. It is considered as the world's foremost commercial, financial and cultural centers. Fact 5. With 800 languages, New York is the most linguistically diverse city in the world. Fact 6. The former name of New York is New Amsterdam. The city of New Amsterdam was given to the Duke of York in 1664, as an 18th birthday present from his father. After that, he renamed the city as New York. Fact 7. It's not illegal to go topless in New York. In 2018, New Yorkers even celebrated a Go Topless Day parade, wherein participants walked around topless in the city. On the contrary, farting in a church is considered a misdemeanor. Fact 8. New York City has the most iconic skyscrapers in the world, which are not only the most famous buildings in the city, but are also the most historically or symbolically significant too. Fact 9. The Low Line in New York is the first underground park on the planet. Fact 10. New York is nicknamed as Big Apple, not because New York State is the second state in the US for apple production, but because of horse racing. In February of 1924, John J. Fitzgerald, a columnist, covered horse racing for the New York Morning Telegraph, where he debuted a new column named, Around the Big Apple. The nickname was brought back to popularity in a New York City tourism campaign, in the 1970s. Fact 11. New York Central Park is the first public park to be landscaped in America, and was designed to represent the diverse areas of New York State. But, this is not the largest park in New York. There is one more park, which is 3 times bigger than Central Park, is known as Pelham Bay Park. Fact 12. Hip-hop and salsa dance form was born in New York. Fact 13. A research found in 2014, New York is the unhappiest city in the USA, and 37% of all pregnancies in New York City end in abortion. Fact 14. The first roller coaster was invented in Coney Island, New York. Fact number 15. New York City is known for being one of the world's largest cultural centers. It is well known for several art halls, museums, theaters, and cultural associations. Moreover, New York counts among America's largest communication centers, largest immigration receiving gates, and largest centers of finance, industry and trade. Fact number 16. New York City is home to the largest transgender population in the USA, and around 25,000 transgender lives in New York. Fact number 17. New York was once the oyster capital of the world. New York Harbor once contained half of the world's oysters until, unfortunately, over-harvesting and pollution destroyed the oyster beads. Fact 18. The New York Public Library has the 3rd largest library in the world, where around 55 million books are stored. Fact 19. Honking your car horn, except in an emergency, is illegal in New York. Fact 20. There is a birth in New York City in every 4.4 minutes. Fact 21. New York City subway station is the busiest subway system in the whole of the United States. Study shows that, spending just a few minutes in the noisy New York City subway system, every day one can ultimately result in hearing loss. Fact 22. New York City's Federal Reserve Bank has the largest gold storage in the world. Fact 23. New York City is actually rainier than London. Fact 24. Texas, New York, and California all have economies bigger than Russia. Fact 25. Tokyo is the city with the most millionaires in the world, and London has the most multimillionaires, but New York is the home of most billionaires in the world. Fact 26. On average, New Yorkers save $1,160 a month, and $13,926 annually, by relying on public transportation. Fact 27. In New York, homeowners can request that a tree be planted outside their homes for free. Fact 28. The tourism sector of Newark is one of the city's most important contributors include Broadway, Bronx, Brooklyn Bridge, Zoo, Coney Island, Ellis Island, Empire State Building, Metropolitan Art Museum, Statue of Liberty, Times Square, and Washington Square Park. Fact 29. When same-sex marriage was legal statewide on that day, around 82 same-sex couples were married in New York. Fact 30. Residents of New York City can get free condoms and lube by calling 311. Fact 31. New York City's subway serves up to 6 million riders per day. Fact 32. More Chinese people live in New York City than any other city outside of Asia. It has also the largest Jewish population outside of Israel. Fact 33. The ice cream cone, pasta primavera, and eggs Benedict all were invented in New York City. There are approximately 1,600 pizza restaurants in New York. Fact 34. New York City is made up of 5 boroughs, and they are Manhattan, the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Staten Island. Fact 35. New Yorkers spent 74 hours of their lives in traffic jams in a year. Fact 36. Unclaimed bodies in New York City are buried in Hart Island. Fact 37. In the winter of 1780, New York Harbor froze. That time, the winter of the year was so harsh that people can walk to Manhattan to Staten Island on the ice of the New York. Fact 38. New York City was witness to one of the first acts of domestic terrorism. Fact 39. The New York City Marathon is the largest marathon in the world. Fact 40. In New York, 6.5 hectares of buildings were directly affected when the Twin Towers collapsed in 2001. Fact 41. Ancient Rome was 8 times more densely populated than modern New York. Fact 42. Times Square was named after the New York Times. Its original name is Longacre Square, until a New York Times moved there in 1904. Fact 43. The original Penn Station in New York was once among the world's most beautiful train stations. Fact 44. Apples are the official state fruit of New York. Fact 45. Air conditioning was first invented in New York. Fact 46. In 1789, New York City became the first national capital of the USA for a year. Fact 47. New York City has the center of film industry before Hollywood. Fact 48. The first money dispensing ATM card and credit card was invented in New York. Fact 49. More people commit suicide in New York City than are murdered. Fact 50. The average cost of night out in New York is $82, and the average rent for a one-bedroom in Manhattan is $3,400. Fact 51. New Yorkers generally drink 7 times more coffee than other country in the USA. So viewers, we hope you enjoyed today's video on 51 unknown facts about New York City. Let us know in the comment section which facts mesmerized you the most. Please subscribe, like, share, and be always with us for the next video.